everyone, and welcome to my channel. My name is Kaylin, and this is the first video that I am posting on my YouTube channel related to books, or therefore Booktube channel, if we want to get technical about it. So in today's video, you guys are going to get to learn a little bit more about me. I'm going to cover some, well-known facts, little-known facts to you guys, but things I've definitely talked about on my Bookstagram before, if you followed me there, as well as do the Booktube Newbie tag, and it is a 10-question tag that I found that I am very excited to do. I will link the blog post that I am using for the questions down below in the description. I do not remember who created the tag, but I'll make sure I've got everything down below to credit whoever did it. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So first and foremost, before we get into the tag, like I said, my name is Kaylin. I am 24 years old. I turned 25 at the very beginning of October, and I am a retail store manager. I also have 3 cats, and I'm working on getting my master's degree. So I have a lot of things going on in my life. So we're just gonna kind of backtrack, and I'm gonna give you a little bit about me. So like I said, 24. I'm gonna repeat things a lot. I, for some reason, love to repeat myself sometimes. But I'm 24. I actually have my cosmetology license, which is super fun. I got that while I was still in high school, my junior and senior year of high school. I went to high school for part of the day, and then I went to my cosmetology school for the other half of the day. So I had my cosmetology license by the time I graduated high school and got those both, my high school diploma and my cosmetology license all at the same time.
That's how you kill a bug. Or not. Maybe I didn't kill the bug.
I also graduated college already. Like I said, I'm working on my master's degree. I got my bachelor's of science in textiles, apparel, and merchandising. So all things fashion. I can sew. I know how to flat pattern. I can tell you how different textiles react to things scientifically. I could go do textile sciences if I wanted, not really what I'm into. But I also am, well-versed in fashion merchandising and all of the other fun things that come along with that. Window displays, trend forecasting, all the fun things that I went to school for. And then I also got my minors in marketing and sales and negotiations. So I've got a lot of very interesting little tidbits of things about me. And I'm getting my master's right now in human resource management. So way off the wall from what I got my bachelor's degree in, but still is something that I can use. So that is helpful. Other thing that you've probably noticed already, I talk a lot with my hands. I try to keep them out of the frame of the camera, so you may see my shoulders moving and me moving. I don't know why I've always talked with my hands. It is just something that I do, and doesn't matter if I try to stop it or not, I still end up doing it. So I've just stopped trying to do it, and if you don't like it, oh well. Like I also said, I am a cat mom to 3 cats, so I'm gonna pop some pictures up from Instagram because I love to get pictures of them posing with the books for my Instagram when they're being cooperative. So first and foremost, the first cat that I have is Karina, or Green Bean, or Reenie Beanie, or Weenie, or Reenie, or Potato Head, or Potato Butt, or Potato Roll, or Potato Salad, or whatever the heck I feel like calling her that day. Recently it's been Green Bean. She was the first cat that I got. I got her 2 years ago, and I believe she's 3 years old. She just turned 3. So I got her right when she was 1.5. I got her for myself for a birthday present in 2018. So yay that. She may be the first one I got, but she is my middle child. Then the next one I got is Nala. I ended up with Nala 2 or 3 weeks after I got Karina. Nala is technically my boyfriend's cat, but she came to live with me when we were not together, we were in an in-between break situation because their cat was not getting along with her. So Nala arrived, and Nala is, I believe, 6 or 8 years old, probably closer to 8 years old. She is a terror. She thinks she's queen, And she really is lovey when she wants to be, but she's not mean to the other cats. She just doesn't really know how to play very well. So she has a collar on that has a bell. So if you hear a bell ringing in the background, that's always Nala. Because the other cats need to know when she's coming, because she'll like sneak attack. She likes to try to sneak attack me too. Third and foremost, who just went and hid back underneath the futon, who usually is, you know, lets me pick her up, but apparently is camera shy today, is the third cat that we got, and that is Nugget, and she is the baby, and she is not even a year old yet. She turns a year old in August, I believe, and I actually got her last year as a birthday present for myself. I tend to get myself cats for birthday presents, but I have 3 cats. I cannot have any more. My apartment technically only allows 2, but they were nice enough to let me have 3 when I moved, because I already had the 3 cats before I moved here. So, yeah, that is, I can't get any more even if I wanted to, but one of these days I will be crazy cat lady, promise. So with all of that being said, let's get into the tag. Question number 1 is, why did you start this channel? So I started this channel because, as I said, I already have an Instagram that I post about books on, and I do have a blog, which I know I haven't mentioned yet, but I also have a blog. And I met a wonderful group of people on Bookstagram, and they all have YouTube channels, and I enjoy watching their YouTube channels. So then I decided that I would go ahead and do one too, because I personally feel like you can get a lot more information out of someone's videos sometimes than you can Instagram posts or even blog posts, because while the blog posts can definitely be a lot longer, you can't see people's, you know, facial expressions and tone of voice and things like that when you're writing. And I am the queen of sarcasm and sass, so sometimes it's hard because I want to write something really sarcastic and I'm like, people are not going to take this sarcastically, so I need to not put this. So in a video, like, you can definitely tell when someone's being sarcastic, and I enjoy that. Also, again, I apologize for the cat bells. This is just my life. This is the life of the YouTube videos. That is the life of having cats. Unfortunately, you cannot shut them up at any point in time of the day, even when you're filming. So that is why I created this channel, just because I wanted to, and because I thought it would be a little bit more fun, and because I wanted to be able to post more things than just writing out with pictures, the books that I bought, or my May wrap up that I didn't do. So and I wanted to be able to post book hauls and stuff like that, which I do on Instagram. I do them on my story. I also really enjoy making videos and like filming while I'm doing readathons and things like that. And I usually post them on my stories, but I feel really bad for blowing people's stories up and like them constantly seeing that I've got like 100 and some story because I just felt the need to vlog something that day. So channel, meet channel. Question number 2 is, what are some fun and unique things that you can bring to Booktube? Me, myself, and I am fun and unique. There is no one that is quite like me, literally, because I am me and I'm not a twin. Like I said, I work in retail and I really like fashion and styling and things like that. And I want to try to find some way to mix books in that on YouTube, but I don't know how I'm going to do that yet. So stay tuned for that. That may be down the road. So that would be my unique thing, but I don't know if I'm even going to be able to figure that out. So fun and unique is me, myself, and I, because I am not a twin and I am the only one of me. Number 3 is, what are you most excited for about this new channel? And for me, I think what I am most excited about is, 1, being able to be fully me and nerd out about books and be sarcastic and share it with people who actually want to hear about it. I think my boyfriend is real sick of hearing me talk about books because he does not care. He is Mr. Model Car and I am Miss Read a Book. So I'm really excited about that. I'm really excited about getting to connect with other people who enjoy books just as much as I do, or even more, because I know there are people out there who enjoy books even more than I do. So that's really what it is, just being able to interact with people that I like. I don't have a lot of people in my regular everyday life who enjoy books on the same level that I do. Number 4 is, why do you love reading? And to be honest, I don't know. I have always loved reading, and I think that if I had to dig deep down to it, it's probably because I really enjoy being able to read about things that either will never happen, or probably will never happen. We're not, as far as I know, werewolf shapeshifters do not exist, and neither do half-breed angels or angels in which go and murder people. And those are all things that I enjoy reading about, but obviously that's not something that's happening in real world. I also do like to read things like zombie apocalypse books and dystopian books, because that's something that, though I don't think is going to happen anytime soon, could happen at some point. And it's just interesting to read books about that, at least in my opinion. So really, I think it boils down to enjoying being able to escape my crazy life for a couple hours or a whole day, depending on what I'm doing, and being able to immerse myself in another world with other characters. And I am one of those people who, I'm sure you guys have felt this way before, but I read books and I feel like I am connected to those characters and like I am friends with those characters. And I have always felt that way. I've never had a lot of friends. I think that's like a thing that's pretty standard across YouTube, is like some people are like, they've got a lot of friends, but most people, until they start YouTube or doing Instagram or something, they don't have a lot of friends. And I had a lot of people that I thought were friends, and then it turns out that they weren't. So as cheesy as it sounds and as sad as it sounds, the characters in books, I felt like I was friends with them, and I really enjoyed being able to read. And that's why I reread some books over and over and over again, because 1, I enjoy them, but 2, I get to go revisit my friends. And that sounds so cheesy and stupid, but it's the truth. So question number 5 is, what book or series got you into reading? And to be completely honest, I don't remember. I've been reading since I was a kid. If I had to take a wild guess, probably Dr. Seuss. I know I had a bunch of those books, but the one book series or 2 book series that I can really think of other than Dr. Seuss that I remember really, really liking were Junie B. Jones and Judy Moody. And I think that those probably did. There's also like the Matchbox Kids or something like that. The Magic Tree House, all of those books, which are very like fantasy related, I loved, and I still love those kind of books today. Question number 6 is, what questions would you ask your favorite booktubers? And to be honest, my really only question is, how do you avoid buying every single book that every single person in your comment section or on Booktube or Bookstagram talks about? Because like, I want to buy them all, but I'm gonna go broke if I do that. Question number 7 is, what challenges with starting a Booktube channel do you think will be the hardest to overcome? And I think for me, it's 2 things. Number 1, actually making time to sit down, film, and edit and deal with the amount of time that it takes to upload a video to my computer and then edit, as well as having to listen to myself actually talk and edit. And thing number 2 is dealing with people's opinions of me and feeling like they can have an opinion of me personally, because y'all can see me. I am on video. I am not some little skinny mini twig type girl. So I've been dealing with that kind of comment like my entire life. I am, for the most part, perfectly fine with myself and happy with how I look, and you know, it is what it is. But I'm sure that'll probably be the biggest challenge, other than listening to myself talk and having to edit through things and constantly watch myself over and over and over while I edit, is just going to be dealing with people having an opinion about me or my weight or my personality or things that I can't change, that I shouldn't have to change, that other people think they're allowed to have an opinion about. Question number 8 is, when did you start reading? Answer to that, when I was a kid. I've literally been reading forever, to the point that I don't remember a time when I didn't read. Question number 9 is, where do you read? And the correct answer to that is anywhere and everywhere. But if you're talking specific like locations inside my house, Anywhere, my bed, my living room, but particularly my new office. So we recently moved about a month ago, and we moved into a 2-bedroom apartment. Our last apartment was a 1-bedroom. We don't really need 2 bedrooms, but I wanted a 2-bedroom apartment because I wanted to have a room where I could consolidate all of my book crap, for lack of a better term. I've got a lot of crap, okay? And I wanted a place where I could consolidate all of my books, my fun little thing that I have on my wall, which I can show you guys more of in a second, where I could just go and shove all that stuff, and I didn't have to worry about it being in the bedroom, my boyfriend being like, why do we have 9,500,000 books in here, or it being in my living room, but also so that I had somewhere that I could, you know, edit videos or do schoolwork. And I do most of my reading when my boyfriend is home, unless he's watching TV in our living room or in the bedroom, but like just wherever he's at. But I love being in my office. I love having my bookshelves, and I love just being able to be in here and close the door and just do what I need to do without feeling like I am in a space taking up space and leaving clutter when someone could come over, or where my boyfriend wants to go to bed. He also uses the office for model cars, but he generally does that after I'm asleep, so not usually in here or wanting to be in here at the same time. And the last question number 10, is what kind of books do you like to read? So I actually enjoy most books. The only ones I'm not really into are sci-fi books that aren't like fantasy based, as well as like historical fiction books. I'm not a big nonfiction person. Or sorry, historical fiction also I'm not a big fan of, but like I'm also not a big fan of nonfiction. So pretty much anything else encompasses things that I like. I really, really enjoy true crime books because I enjoy those shows, which those are more, you know, nonfiction most of the time, but I enjoy those. I enjoy some thrillers, but usually more like murder mystery books. Then I don't like scary movies. Like I kind of do, but I really don't like scary movies. I like murder mystery scary movies, but not regular. Like I'm not a big Stephen King person. I don't like it. So like I'm not that kind of books, but I will read them. I just don't read them a lot. I also really, really like young adult contemporary books and young adult fiction, but I have a wide variety of taste. If I want to read an easy, cheesy young adult contemporary, I'm going to. If I want to read some smutty adult romance book, I'm going to. That is evident by the books I've reviewed on my blog. Recently this year, I have read Lola and the Boy Next Door, which is a easy, cheesy young adult contemporary romance book. I've read 5 Feet Apart. I've read Divergent. I've read a book called If You Tell, which is a true crime book by George Olson. I have read I Am Watching You, which is kind of like a murder mystery book. I have read My Big Fat Fake Engagement, which, spoiler alert, is not a book for young children. It's a very not safe for work book. It is very smutty adult romance, like very descriptive scenes. And then I've also read the second book to that, which was My Big Fat Fake Engagement, which was the same thing, not quite on the same level of smut as My Big Fat Fake Wedding, but I knew going into that book that that's what it was. And I thoroughly enjoyed all of those books, and that is like basically the widest range of books that one could read. The only other thing I don't really like is poetry. I could do a whole video on hot takes about some poetry, but I read Milk and Honey / listened to it on audiobook, and I thought it was horrible. So take that for what you will. So that is the end of the tag. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys learned a little bit more about me. I know this video is kind of long. I don't know if my videos will always be this long, but I just wanted to make sure I could thoroughly answer these questions, and I was enjoying talking about these things. So please let me know down below what you're currently reading, what your favorite books have been so far this year. If you have a Bookstagram or a Booktube, I would love to follow them. And with that all being said, I will see you guys all in my next video. Bye!